Imagine a vast empire stretching across the plains of Asia. This was the domain of the Xiongnu, a powerful nomadic people. For centuries, they dominated a large part of the ancient world. The Xiongnu were skilled warriors and horsemen. They built an empire that challenged even the mighty Han Dynasty of China. The Xiongnu left behind many mysteries. We know about them mainly from the records of their enemies, the Chinese. But their story is important. It shows how nomadic people shaped the course of history. The Xiongnu's rise and fall had a lasting impact on Asia and beyond. Their story is one of power, conflict, and adaptation. It is a reminder of the diversity of ancient civilizations, and it is a window into a world very different from our own. The origins of the Xiongnu are shrouded in the mists of time. They emerged from the vast steppes of Central Asia, a region of grasslands and deserts. Their early history is a mix of archaeology and legends passed down through generations. Some scholars believe the Xiongnu were connected to earlier nomadic groups in the region. These groups were known for their horsemanship and skill with bows and arrows. Over time, these groups may have united under a powerful leader, forming the Xiongnu Confederacy. By the 3rd century BCE, the Xiongnu had emerged as a significant force. They were led by a supreme leader called the Xiongnu. The Xiongnu held absolute power and commanded a large army of warriors. They posed a serious threat to their neighbors, especially the growing Han Dynasty in China. The Xiongnu were masters of mounted warfare, a skill that set them apart from many other ancient civilizations. Their ability to fight effectively on horseback gave them a significant advantage in both speed and maneuverability. Their cavalry, composed of skilled horsemen and swift horses, could cover vast distances with remarkable speed. This mobility allowed them to launch surprise attacks and retreat before their enemies could respond. They were also expert archers, able to shoot arrows with deadly accuracy while riding at full gallop. This combination of speed and precision made them formidable opponents on the battlefield. This mobility and military prowess allowed them to dominate the steppes, a vast and challenging environment that required both resilience and strategic acumen. They conquered other nomadic tribes, expanding their territory and influence across the grasslands. Their conquests were not just about land but also about securing resources and asserting dominance. Their empire stretched from what is now Mongolia in the east to Central Asia in the west, creating a vast network of controlled territories that facilitated trade and cultural exchange. Their raids and conquests brought them into contact with settled societies, including the Chinese. These interactions were often marked by conflict, but also by periods of trade and diplomacy. The Xiongnu's military success was not just due to their skills in battle, they were also strategic thinkers, capable of planning complex campaigns and adapting to changing circumstances. They were also masters of logistics, ensuring that their warriors were well supplied and able to sustain long campaigns. Their ability to manage resources efficiently was a key factor in their success. They traveled with their families and herds, ensuring a steady supply of food and resources. This nomadic lifestyle allowed them to remain mobile and adaptable, moving to new areas as needed. They were a resilient and adaptable people, able to thrive in the harsh conditions of the steppes. Their ability to endure and prosper in such a challenging environment is a testament to their ingenuity and determination. Leadership played a crucial role in their success. The Xiongnu were led by strong and capable leaders who were able to unite the various tribes and direct their collective efforts towards common goals. The legacy of the Xiongnu is evident in the cultural artifacts they left behind. These remnants provide valuable insights into their way of life, their skills, and their contributions to history. Today, the descendants of these ancient nomads continue to live in the region, preserving many of the traditions and practices of their ancestors. The story of the Xiongnu is a powerful reminder of the enduring spirit of the nomadic peoples of the steppes. The Xiongnu's expansion brought them into direct conflict with the Han Dynasty of China. The Han emperors saw the Xiongnu as a serious threat to their northern border. They built fortifications, including early sections of the Great Wall, to defend against Xiongnu raids. The relationship between the Xiongnu and the Han was complex. There were periods of intense warfare. The Xiongnu, under leaders like Modu Chanyu, inflicted heavy defeats on the Han armies. But there were also times of peace and diplomacy. The Han emperors, realizing the difficulty of defeating the Xiongnu militarily, sometimes resorted to diplomacy. They sent envoys with gifts and offered princesses in marriage to the Xiongnu leaders. These periods of peace, however, were often temporary. The Xiongnu were pastoral nomads. They lived in portable tents called yurts and moved with their herds of sheep, goats, horses, and cattle. Their lives were closely tied to the rhythms of nature and the needs of their animals. Their society was hierarchical, with the Xiongnu at the top. Below him were powerful nobles and warriors. Ordinary herders and craftspeople made up the majority of the population. Women played an important role in Xiongnu society, often managing the camps and participating in economic activities. Despite their nomadic lifestyle, the Xiongnu were not without culture and sophistication. They had their own language, although it was not written down. They were skilled artisans, creating beautiful objects from metal, leather, and felt. They also developed complex religious beliefs, worshipping the sky god and other deities. The Xiongnu Empire, despite its power, was not immune to internal strife. This powerful confederation of nomadic tribes, which had once dominated the steppes of Central Asia, began to experience significant internal conflicts that threatened its stability. The seeds of discord were sown within the ruling elite, where disputes over succession and the distribution of wealth became increasingly common. Disputes over succession and the distribution of wealth led to divisions within the ruling elite. These internal conflicts were not just minor disagreements but deep-seated issues that created rifts among the leaders. The struggle for power and control over resources became a central theme, leading to a fractured leadership that could no longer present a united front. In the 1st century CE, these divisions escalated into open conflict. The once cohesive Xiongnu Empire found itself embroiled in civil wars, with different factions vying for supremacy. The internal strife weakened the central authority, making it difficult to maintain control over the vast territories they once ruled with an iron fist. The Xiongnu Empire split into two rival factions, the Southern Xiongnu and the Northern Xiongnu. This division was not just a geographical split, but also a reflection of the deep ideological and political differences that had emerged. The Southern Xiongnu, seeking stability and protection, chose to align themselves with the Han Dynasty. The Southern Xiongnu submitted to the Han Dynasty as tributaries, effectively becoming vassals. This submission was a strategic move to ensure their survival in the face of internal and external threats. By aligning with the Han, they hoped to gain military and economic support, while the Northern Xiongnu continued to resist Chinese influence. The northern faction, on the other hand, chose a path of defiance, refusing to bow to the Han Dynasty. They continued to uphold their independence, engaging in frequent skirmishes and battles to maintain their autonomy. This division weakened the Xiongnu and made them vulnerable to new threats. The internal conflicts drained their resources and morale, leaving them ill-prepared to face external challenges. Their once formidable military strength was now divided and weakened. At the same time, other nomadic groups such as the Xianbei were gaining strength in the east. The Xianbei, a rising power, saw an opportunity in the Xiongnu's weakened state. They began to consolidate their power, preparing to challenge the Xiongnu's dominance in the region. The Xianbei, taking advantage of the Xiongnu's internal divisions, launched a series of attacks targeting the northern Xiongnu. These attacks were strategic and relentless, aimed at further destabilizing the already weakened northern faction. Further weakening the northern Xiongnu, the relentless assaults by the Xianbei exacerbated the northern Xiongnu's vulnerabilities, leading to significant losses in both manpower and territory. The once mighty northern Xiongnu were now struggling to defend their lands. The once mighty empire was crumbling under the weight of its own internal conflicts and external pressures. The combination of internal strife and external attacks proved too much for the Xiongnu to withstand. Their empire, which had once been a dominant force, was now on the brink of collapse, marking the end of an era in the steppes of Central Asia. The Xiongnu Empire eventually dissolved, but their influence lingered on in various forms. The southern Xiongnu, who had settled closer to the Chinese heartlands, were gradually assimilated into Chinese society. This assimilation wasn't just a simple merging of peoples, it was a complex process that involved intermarriage, cultural exchange, and the blending of traditions. Over time, the southern Xiongnu became indistinguishable from the Han Chinese, contributing to the rich tapestry of Chinese civilization. The northern Xiongnu, on the other hand, chose a different path. They migrated westwards, embarking on a journey that would take them across vast steppes and deserts. This migration was not just a physical movement, but also a cultural odyssey. As they moved, they interacted with various tribes and civilizations, leaving behind traces of their presence. Eventually, they disappeared from the historical records, but their legacy lived on in the cultures they touched. The impact of the Xiongnu on the ancient world was profound and far-reaching. Their constant pressure on the Han Dynasty forced the Chinese to innovate in ways they might not have otherwise. The construction of the Great Wall, for instance, was a direct response to the Xiongnu threat. This monumental feat of engineering required immense resources and manpower, and it fundamentally changed the landscape of northern China. The Xiongnu's military prowess also had a significant impact on Chinese military strategy. The Han Dynasty had to maintain a large standing army to defend against Xiongnu incursions, leading to advancements in military tactics and organization. These developments had long-lasting effects, influencing Chinese military thought for centuries to come. Beyond their military impact, the Xiongnu played a crucial role in shaping the Silk Road. Despite the conflicts, trade continued between the East and West, facilitated in part by the Xiongnu's control of key routes. This trade network allowed for the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures, contributing to the interconnectedness of the ancient world. The Xiongnu's influence extended beyond their immediate interactions with the Han Dynasty. They left behind a rich material culture, evidenced by archaeological discoveries of their tombs and settlements. These artifacts provide valuable insights into their way of life, their beliefs, and their interactions with other cultures. The Xiongnu's legacy is a testament to the dynamism and interconnectedness of the ancient world. Their story is a reminder that history is not just a series of isolated events, but a complex web of interactions and influences. The Xiongnu, with their nomadic lifestyle and far-reaching migrations, played a crucial role in shaping the world as we know it. Today, the echoes of the Xiongnu can still be heard in the cultures and traditions of the regions they once roamed. Their story is a fascinating chapter in the history of human civilization, illustrating the enduring impact of nomadic cultures on the settled societies they encountered. As we uncover more about the Xiongnu through archaeological digs and historical research, we gain a deeper understanding of their contributions to the ancient world. Their legacy is not just one of conflict and conquest, but also of cultural exchange and adaptation. The story of the Xiongnu reminds us of the dynamism and interconnectedness of the ancient world, where nomadic and settled societies interacted and shaped each other's destinies. Their influence is a testament to the enduring power of cultural exchange and the ways in which different peoples can leave a lasting mark on history.